are the tears of those of us who do not take time to not only understand our own social style, but the social style of those people that we want to influence. In this segment of Level Up with Lily, we are going to talk about love language at work. My name is Lilian Githuka, and in Level Up with Lily, we have conversations on how we could practice proactive behavior at work and in our lives so that we can take charge of our own growth and have a much better experience. So when we talk about love language, I can bet most of us are thinking about Gary Chapman's 5 languages of love: affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, quality time, and even gifts. And these 5 love languages are often spoken about in the context of marital or romantic relationships. While I may be stretching the term a little bit, we are not going to be referring to those 5 languages of love. Rather, we are going to be referring to what is offered as social styles, which is what I'm calling love language at work. And that's because a social style is really how we interact with others, or how we may prefer that others interact with us, which is very similar to love language. When people get our love language, we feel that they get us. We feel that they understand us and value what is important to us. So similarly at work, knowing our love language or our social style and the love language of those that we want to influence, for example, our boss or our colleagues, becomes very important. So what are these social styles that I'm stretching to call love language? There are 4 social styles that have been offered, and that is the analytical style, the driver style, the expressive style, and the amiable style. The analytical style refers to people who generally are given to being very technically oriented, detail. They want to see the logic of things and figure that out very carefully, and they want to focus on a task and take time on it to appreciate that they've drilled down to the very last bit of it. These will likely be people who are your accountants in the office. They are not looking to relate with people very much, but want to really drill down and get the task done. And then on the opposite end, you have the amiables, who wish to be supportive, who want to know how they can engage in a team in a cooperative way. They don't like change too much or very complicated facts, but they still want to understand something well enough before they can make a decision. And so they may take time to make their decision. Now, if you have an analytical social style and you're interacting with someone with an amiable social style, your point of conflict may be the fact that as an analytical person, you're more interested in getting the facts and then getting the job done, while the amiable is interested in how supportive they can be and that you acknowledge they are supportive. And then we have the driver, and as the name suggests, they get things moving. They are very decisive, they are very resourceful, they are likely to come off as the most intelligent in the group. Now, they don't suffer fools gladly. So how you might experience them is that they are insensitive and very autocratic. They won't take too much time to consult. So they prefer that by the time you go to them, you've processed your idea properly, because what they want is a clear action of where things should go. They're ready to drive. Then we have the fourth social style, which is the expressive style. These are people with ideas. They have ambition. They are very creative. And they want to bring people along with them. You know, the real mobilizers. They are your seeming office politician, and actually they are the more likely people to then become a politician, because they value that energy and they really motivate people. But what you will find is that while they'll come up with great ideas, they may not see them through to the end. And so they need to be interacting with people who will then take those ideas to their full implementation. So why are we having this conversation? Because many are the tears of those of us who do not take time to not only understand our own social style, but the social style of those people that we want to influence. Our colleague, our boss. And it really doesn't matter what area of work you're in. Whether you're the salesperson in a clothes boutique or you're working in a big corporate, it's very important to understand the social style of your boss or your manager. So please could you take time, because if you're amiable and you go to a driver and you're making points about, you know, what we are doing is really going to support people in this way, this is how people will feel, they're likely not to have time for you. And that doesn't mean they don't care. It's just that their predominant way of interacting takes more to knowing where things are going and getting things done. So the whole language of supporting people is something they may not very easily understand. So you can still get your outcome of people being supported by getting them to support your idea, but you don't necessarily have to use that language. Process your idea well and align it to their social style. Similar to the expressive. They'll want you perhaps to not only come with a very clear idea, but also to show how far it can take you and how good it will make the team look. How successful that story will sound. Because that's what they like. So would you take time in your work this week to assess what your social style is, what your colleague's social style is, what your boss's social style is, and then begin to adapt your presentations to them in a manner that aligns to their social style. I can promise you that way you're likely to get further more easily with the areas that you'd like to influence and with support for what you want to do. We could talk about social styles all day, but I hope this has given you a snippet that will help you reflect. If you've liked this conversation, please subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, like, comment, and even ask questions in the comment section.